So I want to hand the story of what happened in April 22. So Shaya came back from Sai. We met at the table restaurant on the Darien. She thought she was very cold in a way and like make me believe she would go back with Paniha. But finally I asked her to buy new shoes because I don't know where to find that kind of shoes, and she helped me. And then I told her we don't go home, we can stay hotel in Campot. She said okay, but you need to buy condom, as if I was going with other girl. But finally we didn't buy anything, and we went to hotel, and that was the night we met Claudio. Exactly on the Buddha Day on 16th of April 22. Yeah. So I don't really remember, but when we knew she got pregnant, so she came back here. We did 2 times some echo, as it's this fucking clinic in Campot, where I was the last week for a blood test, and they don't know nothing, but really nothing. I know more than them. I will, near Sakura, I will never go back there and asking me so much money just for blood test. Um, so the summer was okay. I know we went to Kampong Som with moto, with a horrible part of road, very broken road. We went to Tulaka, getting some papers to get back my moto. And finally it was useless because I gave money and this paper wouldn't help at all. We slept one night in Kampong Som. We have a few photos where she seems to love me. We knew she was pregnant already, and we spent all summer like that. Then the end of 22, from September to December, it was she come and go as usual. And voilà, 23 started very badly actually, because just before delivering Claudio, 1 week before 23, in like around Christmas 22, even without fighting, she decided to go and make our baby somewhere in Phnom Penh. And so all the first months of 23 was very horrible for me, at the point that I was not eating anymore, and I was very depressed and worrying for our Claudio, that we should have called Nicolas at first. And then on the 26th, at the end of January 23, I met Tim, who looked at me and said, "Oh, you look so slim. What happened to you?" So he invited me to eat a hamburger on the rustic hall on the 2000 point. Then he went to toilets, and when he came back, I disappeared. I don't know what happened. Apparently, they found me in the street in the coma. They brought me first to an hospital, but I don't remember nothing. Of course, I was in coma. So it was searching information, and I woke up 2 weeks after at Calmet Hospital in Phnom Penh. I was so, what? I'm in Phnom Penh, why? For what? There's a great hospital in Kampot, like Sonia Kill and thing. And of course, they stole all my money I had on me, that team just got from me. Like $400. They stole my glasses, the key of apartment houses, and I had nothing. And so just one day after we wake up on the Tuesday, I decided to go pretending that I was going to the bank to pay, so they let me go, saying, "Oh, it's very dangerous, don't go." Yeah, but I did go. I didn't want to pay $3,000 just with no treatment, just charging me a room for a room and rooms when I have no proof because I was in coma anyway. They asked me things with no. How can I know I was in coma? $3,000, very crazy people, and so all night I was, and I did not even remember all. I mean, I went to Oscar. I had a very bad look because my bear has grown during that time, and even when I met the policeman in the street, they wouldn't talk to me and say, "Go, go, go." I was just asking for my way. Finally, after walking a lot, with some shoes, very bad shoes I found because, of course, my shoes I bought with Chaya. The day we made Claudio disappeared as well. So I went to Oscar, had not a €1, nothing, $1, nothing, and there was a nice girl who offered me some food, and I had a kind of free drink, but the beer was just so horrible. So I just didn't pay, and around when I went to try to sleep in a small house near the big post office, but I couldn't sleep, but it was a nice plan in case of pneumonia where to sleep. And then I knew that there was a train at 7 for coming back to Camport, but I wanted to say my respect to Buddha at this big mountain, Wat Phnom. It made me miss made me miss the train. So I was really, there's no money. How can I go to Camport? And I was waiting in front of the station after a tuk-tuk, knowing I've got no money, and waiting and waiting, and nobody would stop. Of course, according to my look, I was pretty scary looking with a big white bear, looking almost like a beggar coming out from hospital. After 2 weeks coma, but finally one did stop and bring me to Campot. He was a nice guy and offered me some water on the way, and as I didn't have money and I couldn't find the way back. Once I was in Camport, to find my house was impossible because in that meantime they build and build so many houses. We finally almost drove until Bocor Mountain, the entry. So what is this? We finally found out the street Béton Ciment near some long shop. Then I said, "Wait for me here." I go my home, take money. Of course, I never came back because I had no money home either. And I don't know what happened to him. He didn't wait or went back to. I'm sorry for that man because he was a nice man and he lost the time to come back Camport and go back to Phnom Penh with no money. If I ever meet him, of course I will give him money. But how to meet a tuk-tuk driver in Phnom Penh? There's so many. So I went back to my home, trying to relax, cool down. All March was okay. Was listening music and working on my tablet until Shaya came back into my life at the end of March, and she said, "I want to come back to see you and show you our baby Claudio." I said, "Okay." So we started to talk again. Finally, as I didn't have any money yet, I was ready to sell 2 doors I got here. A fucking man who buy a compound for $1 or $2, and he made me wait all Sunday, and he never came back. So I didn't have any money. So I had to wait or borrow money to Tim or wait that my money sent me. It was the end of the month anyway. And when I got finally money, I took my motor, was full of petrol, so I could do the way. I stopped in Chuk for a long time, phoning Tim that I need $10 more, hopefully, because that new motor I bought spent a lot of petrol, and finally I arrived at 5 o'clock in the afternoon after almost 9 hours driving. I was exhausted, and I met Shai at the restaurant La Croisette on the Montanlay, where we met the first time. She had like this pie hat, and now Claudio was there for the first time. I got some photo. It was our first time I meet my baby Claudio. He was so nice and smiling. And in the meantime, I said I have to go in a few minutes, and then I got my money finally from my mother through Tim, who got my money, and I had to go to a wing waiting so long, and finally I got like $1,000. We stayed 1 or 2 nights in Phnom Penh. Went back to Baekchan, because we had to make this act of birth for Claudio. She wouldn't do it by herself during those 3 months. So she made me believe we had to go to Battambang to make those papers. In fact, it was kind of a lie. It's because her fucking mother never did the changement of address. So in fact, I spent so much money on that horrible trip with 12 hours of bus. We were exhausted and broken, and even Khmer people were angry on that company. It should be 6 hours, but it was more than 12 hours before arriving to Battambang. We were lucky to find the lucky hotel, I think. Yeah, it was. I remember the day after, around noon, I went shopping. It was so hot, like never. I ran back quickly to the room, but I had to buy some food like strawberries that she of course don't like. But it's true, they were not very nice. I bought some food for us to eat. We had some plan because I had my tablets and I wanted to film some Cambodian things, of course, for my film about Cambodia. And in fact, we never did nothing because she wanted to see Panya and her family, so I accepted it that I was not going to a fight. At the very beginning of our relation, Claudio was staying in Baekchan with the fucking mother of her. We saw him sometimes through the telephone, and we went back on the Monday after waiting all night on the sleeping bus. And we finally arrived, took to go to Baekchan, where I met my Claudio again, and then I was so scared. My motor was there, kept by my new friend, she won, but I didn't want to take the risk, like having Claudio and Chaya and me on the motor. So I paid the tuk-tuk and I followed them or something like that, and then because my idea was to take the train, so we went back to Phnom Penh taking the train 1 or 2 days after sleeping at the Love Hotel with a new friend called Tommy. I didn't want to be treated like a dog by a mother sleeping on the ground. I was not even allowed to go on the first floor where we were used to sleep before. She was really treating me like a dog, even I was the father of Claudio. So we went back by train, and I've got some video of that, and we arrived in Camp Potts early April, and we stayed 2 months here until I was so so tired and stressed because of her, I said, okay, now you go 2 weeks ago.